Hi, welcome to Paranormal Captivity. Tonight I want to discuss mirrors. Now mirrors reflect us, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it, but there's also just a lot of superstition and folklore and myth surrounding mirrors and traditions that people take with them. So everyone's heard of the superstition, if you break a mirror you get 7 years bad luck. Turns out the origin of that actually comes from Roman times. And to them, the reflection was a representation of themselves, and they felt like the human body regenerated all of its cells in a 7-year cycle. So if you broke that reflection, it would affect that version of yourself until it regenerated all of those cells. I know I mentioned scrying in my divination video, which is the use of looking into a reflective surface like a crystal ball or a scrying mirror or water or such things to be able to kind of channel and see things. There's actually a form of divination with a term solely devoted to divination using mirrors. So with that, a lot of people feel like mirrors themselves are a tool to help tap into your subconscious. You may have also heard how vampires, most notably, but the dead or demons or anything of an evil nature wouldn't have a reflection in a mirror. A lot of people of ancient times felt like your mirror represented your shadow self or your shadow soul, and that would reflect who you are internally as a real person. So if you were something of evil, you weren't really a person at all, so you couldn't reflect anything. In many cultures, whenever families experience the death of a loved one or someone they care about, it's tradition to cover mirrors. That's said to be because the soul would still be around through the funeral and mourning times, and that it would have the possibility of catching its own reflection in a mirror and trapping itself so it couldn't move on. Other people feel like you should cover mirrors just in your house when you go to bed. And that's because sometimes it's said that your soul escapes your body in your sleep and astral travels or goes on adventures and could get trapped in a mirror as well, preventing you from ever completely waking up. There are even stories of evil people being buried with mirrors with the intention of their soul purposely getting trapped here so that it wouldn't have the opportunity to move on and potentially have a better existence as a soul elsewhere after they passed. It's said that if you hang a mirror too low to where it cuts the top off of somebody's head, that you are cursing them with migraine headaches. There's an old superstition that if a mirror falls off the wall and breaks on its own, someone in the house will die soon. I personally have heard about a superstition where mirrors reflect negative energy away. And so if you're ever in a situation where you feel like neighbors, the community, somebody might have some negative intention towards you or negative thoughts, you can hang small mirrors in your windows facing out with the reflection out. So any negative thoughts being directed to you reflect back to the people who are sending them your way. While I was doing the research for these different myths and superstitions and legends surrounding mirrors, I actually came across something that I had heard of before, but I did not realize that its origin actually led to what it is today. It's actually inspired me to do a whole video on old-timey scary games because I never even associated this with Bloody Mary until doing the research and finding out this was the origin of Bloody Mary. Originally, usually a girl would walk with a hand mirror and a candle backwards up a staircase, safe, right? Looking in the mirror when they could, and it was said that if they caught a reflection in the mirror, they would be able to see their future husband behind them. The risk of that game was that you could see the Grim Reaper and possibly die. I think the Grim Reaper in that case would be falling down the stairs in the dark. There are also variations of this exact same game where you have to brush your hair in a certain way or eat an apple, but there's a lot of different weird little ritualistic things that added up to being able to see your future spouse. And now today with Bloody Mary, there are so many variations. I know traditionally today, it's said that you just have to say Bloody Mary 3 times in a mirror in the dark, and that you'd see Mary. Mary has all kinds of different origins. She could do all kinds of things to you. And then after I played Bloody Mary actually on this channel, I had a bunch of comments saying we did it wrong because there's a bunch of different ways that you can do it. So there are so many versions of Bloody Mary today. that I thought it'd be cool to kind of mention where it came from. And if you guys are interested in hearing about other games from those old-timey eras, let me know, because I think it'd make for a really cool video. Let me know if you've heard of any other weird mirror things that we should all be aware of. Personally, I don't really feel like any of them are real myself. I know I went through a phase where I thought, well, if mirrors aren't great for whenever you're sleeping, I will remove all mirrors from my bedroom. And the last house that Alex and I had no mirrors in the bedroom. I never felt fully rested. And then in this bedroom, this whole thing is all mirrors and I sleep great. So I don't know. I think it might depend on the individual too. So what do you guys think about it? Let me know. I am super curious. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my mirror topic video. If you did not, you can always leave a thumbs down that way and keep it in mind for future content. However, if you did enjoy it, leave me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I do upload very frequently, and turn on notifications. That way you find out when there's new videos up. I'm Kat, and this is Paranormal Kativity. Have a strange day. Bye!